Should I post daily or focus on quality? This is a great question. So we recently did a live event about this. This is one of the best performing videos we have made recently when I posted the recording. So thank you for the feedback to everyone. And there we talked a lot about this. So if you haven't watched that video, please go to my channel. The video is called Hormozi's new 100K a month content is the new content system is the new meta in 2026 or something like this. You can go and find that video. I go really in depth about this. I think you'll love it. But the short answer to this would be is that it doesn't matter. You can either post a lot or you can just go heavy on quality. The worst thing you can do, the only mistake that you can make is doing none. So being in the middle. In the middle is where you're gonna die, right? So you don't want to be there. You want to either make volume and quantity your strategy and just post as much as humanly possible. So it's more of a personality thing. If you like just to do things fast and you aren't patient and you like to do many things and get into the flow, that's better. If you like to go really in depth, make something really good that you are proud of, and you don't procrastinate, you make something really good, that's the solution as well. You can also look into what has worked for you the best so far, where you're growing the most when you are posting the most content, or when you were really focused on making good stuff, right? And you can just do more of that. Long-term though, the ideal is both. You make a lot of content, see what works best, and then go and make high-quality versions of those. Quality meaning not the camera, but just like you spend more time on the ideation, the format, the packaging, etc. And you make it really good and really unique. But you need to go in one of these extremes. And then once you have the resources, ideally both. But don't be in the middle. So again, if you want more in-depth response to this with real examples of how we are doing this and how our clients are doing this, this is one of the most important questions that you could have asked. So it's a super important topic. So if you want the full answer, go and check that video out. I think you'll find it really useful. You can check it after watching this one if you want. The next one is, how do I go niche viral instead of attracting random people? Also, excellent question. So, the best way to go niche viral, and I'll define it, it's basically getting as many views as possible with your content, but within your ideal avatar. So not just going viral for the sake of it, so like you get many views, but then you don't get sales. And the opposite also is not the best, when you make content only for ideal clients, but you package it in such a boring way that it gets 10 views or 20 views or whatever, right? The numbers are arbitrary here, but it's just not enough. And the way to solve this is that you need to absolutely make your content only for your ideal avatar. So before you make content, think about the best client that you have and ask yourself, would they watch this? Would they find this relevant? Would this be helpful for them? And if not, don't make it. But once you are making content that is designed for ideal avatar, you need to spend a bit more time on the hook. So make it a little bit broader, make it a little bit more fun. Make an interesting format of content, right? So for example, this video is for my ideal avatar. Like the title is very obvious. I'm talking about answering questions, so the people that are watching this want to actually learn, grow, scale their business. But I'm doing it in a way that I'm answering many questions, so it's interesting to watch. And there's the intrigue. Hey, what's the next question? Maybe the question 21 will be the question that will change my life. So I need to stick around, right? So I'm creating some intrigue with this format, so it's more interesting to watch. So the same thing there, or like on Instagram, if you have a hook, instead of making a video for your ideal avatar and just talking to the camera in a boring way, you can just spend some time to think, what can I say in my hook that's gonna just be a pattern interrupt that will make my video do better? And it's still, once I get the attention, I'm gonna talk to my ideal avatar. That's the best balance. So how do you go to niche viral? Make content only for your niche, but think about the formats, the hooks, the packaging, how you design the video so it's more interesting to watch, so it can go viral, but within your ideal avatar. And that's the sweet spot between getting views and attracting people that can actually buy from you. Because as you know, views aren't cash, right? But attracting the right viewers is gonna help you to convert them into buyers, and that's gonna put real money, real cash into your bank, not just some vanity metrics. Okay, the next one is, how do I turn my client calls into content without it feeling weird? Great question. We do this, by the way. So I don't think, why would that be weird? Why do you say it like that? So, I guess it will be weird only when you are doing it without asking your client and by revealing confidential information. We have case studies on our channel all the time. You can go and check it on our YouTube channel with clients, client interviews on how they scaled, etc. And I always make sure, hey, is this fine to say this? Is there anything you don't want us to share, whatever? And I just make sure that they're cool with that. So yeah, I guess it's very simple. You just need to go and tell them, hey, can I post this part of the content, or can we use this transcript to post? And most of the time people are cool with that. And worst case, you can just blur them. Let's say if you are posting a clip with you and a client, blur that, ask your editor or your team or do it yourself to blur the face or the voice, and then just just keep the part of your answer or whatever it was the most valuable part in the conversation. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.